What do women complain about most? This is about, you know, what you and your girls will talk about men and sex.
Oh, not going down. Then I think another thing is being very, like, they think that they're hot shit and they're so spicy and they can like do everything and they're just so boring and like you don't even come from it. It's like, bro, you've been talking so much and where? What's happening?
Whoa, and I'm lost now. So you went from going down to
yeah,
so
like men, like, you know, that they're speaking, like they're talking, they're hyping themselves up, like they're so sexual and they're so this big talk, and they can't deliver. Or like
how they can't deliver?
They can't deliver because they're just, you know, maybe like very basic, like not even. Oh, they'd be like, oh, I think what it is, there's a difference between having sex and just fucking someone. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've ever. So I've been
married. I know the difference.
Yeah,
yes.
But also, like, have you ever had anything with like someone who is like in porn industry or something that's like it's kind of
sex worker, but never porn.
Right. So, and I had experience with someone who did porn, and I was just like, dude, I hate this.
The person was in porn.
He did few videos, and they went pretty viral. And I was like, I literally feel like you're like personal porn star, and I was like, I don't like this. This is horrible because you're just because it's like you can feel that he's trying to put an act on versus like actually have this like energy exchange and like
that's crazy.
Make me feel like
that's crazy
pleasurable.
That's crazy because what little people understand is that porn is really not intimate at all.
No,
it's just straight. I mean, I don't know what he did, but it is very kind of straight to the point, and
it's performance. It's performance
based,
and that's what I felt from him too. And I told him that. And you know what was even more crazy is that he literally one time he was just like he got up and he just like put his clothes on. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And because it's so like cookie cutter for him, and he was like, "I gotta go." And I'm like, dude, what is happening? Like, this is crazy. And it's not that, like, he didn't... we were talking, and, like, he called me right after he was in the car, and he's just like... And then his excuse was that I'm scared to fall in love with you. And I'm like, don't give me this bullshit. Like, this is stupid. Like, we've been hanging out for so long, and this has been happening for a while. And, like, this is not... I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, something is...
Okay, but... That's an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Not many men are in that industry. Do you feel like that industry has messed up men in the bedroom?
I think it's been beneficial for some.
But that would contradict what you just said.
No, it's been beneficial because a lot of men, like, they don't pleasure the woman. So when they see that, it's because it's... Depends what kind of porn you watch, I guess. Because a lot of times it would be like... Men don't pleasure the woman. Like, they just, like, they want their dick sucked and they just want to fuck. Right. But, like, for a woman, it's a lot harder to come than for a man. Right?
Depends on who you are.
But, again, generally speaking.
Because, like, okay, so a friend of mine, he did this idiotic. I was going to watch a video, but he didn't. He did live, but he didn't repost it. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to see it, but he said that there was a topic about men's penis sizes, and also he comes from a Christian background. His name is Ruslan, so he was like, "Oh, if you love Jesus, and you could sexually satisfy her," and I was like, "What? Dude, that is nothing not to do with it. Like, that's nice, but I don't think." Like, whatever, like, I think that men, like, especially in the Christian community, we need to take back the conversation of sex to teach men the right way to have sex. I believe, and tell me if I'm wrong, women typically get fully aroused after 15 to 30 minutes, fully aroused, after good foreplay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right. Now, men need to perform at least 15 to 30 minutes.
Well, 30 minutes is a lot.
Okay, I said at least.
Yeah.
15 to 30. So 15 minutes. Foreplay. Okay. Kissing, oral, whatever. Right? What are we into? Okay. Now you're ready at that point. Now, penetration, what women require is good rhythm and consistent rhythm.
But it has to be in tune with your body, though.
Yeah, that's true. But let's say...
If you just go pound town, then it's like, come on now. Okay, like that pound town... At this point, I'm literally dried because it's like, this is too much.
Exactly. Exactly.
And when like, another thing
rhythm matters.
Rhythm, but it's like...
Rhythm is a dancer.
There you go. You can like slowly, because it can be sexual, it can be sensual. But also like, when a guy is going for like an hour, it's like, dude, come on now. At this point, like, just come. I've got things to do. Like, an hour? I'm like, no, this is, especially when they're very athletic. Like, bro... That's too much. Like, that's too much because I think if sex is really good, you don't need more than 30 minutes.
If you're a man, you don't need more than 5
seconds. Yeah. Right. And it's,
but we put in the time.
I'm just like, together.
We all, yeah.
Together.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is.
I'm not talking about just a man or a woman.
Only 30 minutes. And that's the thing. It's like I read things, dudes just like, oh, like, yo, if you do everything right, the first 15 minutes, I gave it 30 just to be generous with people. If you give it a good 15 minutes of good foreplay, and I believe you should bring her to climax in that foreplay. That way, or orgasms, in my experience, and I'm not saying this among a lot of women, comes easier when it comes to the intercourse.
Well, yeah, because you're kind of more like loose at that point. And
exactly.
It's different experiences.
And they come more rapidly.
And like, I also think it's just about connection, because I think I have a very different experience with like sex, because I also believe that a lot of women don't know their bodies.
This is true.
And it's not just about,
so true.
A lot of times, like, I would talk to a girlfriend of mine and like she would say something about sex, and then to me it doesn't sound like a man is the problem there. A lot of times I would just say, listen, I don't mean to intrude, but a lot of times, like, women don't take time to be comfortable with their bodies, to like get to know their bodies.
This is so true.
And that is so important. It's like, that's why there's two different energies, right? Like feminine and masculine. Feminine is very like flowing and like dancing and like touchy and like it's very feeling. And a lot of women kind of like, they neglect it, right? So they don't get to, but once you're in tune with your body, it just becomes, because also, let's say that,
I think men like the feminine thing too, because I think that's where the foreplay comes.
But that's
like, foreplay is in my opinion, it's a feminine act, because now you're nurturing. And then the pound town, that's the masculine.
But that's again, there's a reason why there's a penis and there's a vagina. It's like one fits into another, and it's supposed to just merge together, right? And a lot of times, what happens with women is that they just don't allow that, or they don't want to. I don't like. It's like they're kind of like sometimes shy, and they can't open up completely. And a lot of times, when you don't know yourself and you don't know your body, you don't have that confidence in speaking to what you like to your partner, because sex is only going to be bad when you don't have communication about it and when you don't listen to each other.
That's another thing too. And this is not to blame women, but if you're in a marriage with a man and he's not giving it to you in any sort of way, y'all got to figure that out together. You got to tell him time after, look, this is it. But I think...
But it's delivery, how you say it too. You can't just say, listen, I don't like the way you were having sex with me. You can say, listen, babe, this is what I would like. This is what I would want. Because again, sex is a very sensitive topic. You can't just tell a man, you suck, or you this, you that. Like,
and a woman either.
You can't. You have to be very like, this is what, and it has to come from a very loving, nurturing perspective. And I think every argument has to come from that, where if you really want to resolve it, you can't just go and like, you have to be very understanding and very like, very, you know, loving. And
I believe like books and stuff like that, educating yourself with professionals, to very, like even like
just watch YouTube. I don't. There's also a show on Netflix. It's called How to Build a Sex Room. One of the best shows I've ever seen because it goes into the couples of
really?
on Netflix. Yes.
Really?
So
it's like I when I used to watch Netflix, I don't have an account anymore. Like those shows would just go left. Like especially that one with Janelle Monáe. I was like, get the hell out of here.
No, it was a good show.
Don't tell me that every man is fluid. Get the hell out of here with that.
No, that show was going into couples who've been married for 20 years.
Maybe it's probably a different show, but
yeah, but the couples, they're married for a very long time and they just lost that sex appeal to each other. So what they go is they build a sex room. What they do is like they put a lot of sensual objects, like they put candles in there.
Okay.
They like set the romance and like buy like maybe like sex toys
it is a mood. Yeah.
It like and that's what's missing in a lot of couples, and because you just live this like standard life and you're so busy.
Yes.
So that's why I was like, the show was incredible for me.
Like, I do like when I was intimate with women, it was like, oh, hey, no one does this before. I never, or you did. I'm like, this was the most simplest freaking thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on IG Live last night, and this girl, she was just like, ask me questions, whatever. So she was like talking, and she's talking about when she cheated on her man, and she said the reason why was because her man would be very like nonchalant, this and that, and mean to her. And when they had sex, and sex was very important to her, it would only last for 10 minutes, and he would get pleasure, and that was it.
Right. And
she couldn't stand it anymore, so she told him about it. And he's like, well, if you ain't happy about it, go get it from another N-word, right?
She's like, sure, let's do it.
So she had an ex that used to take care of her body.
Mm-hmm.
She went with him and told him about it. He's like, well, you weren't there, and this what happened. I think, like, you should just break up. But she said that dude took time with her. And I think that's the other thing too. It's like, why aren't we not taking the time? And it kind of benefits a man for when he takes time, because I feel like when you're in that foreplay mode and whatever, like you're maintaining an erection, and that time kind of like makes you, how should I put it, not want to ejaculate very quickly.
Right, yeah, because you have to build the whole thing. It's a whole process, and that's, again, if sex is a problem, I think, and if you can't communicate about that, I don't think you should be together, because to me, you have to resolve things with communication. I'm not the person that likes, any physical altercations.
Do you believe that with communication, you could make mediocre or bad sex better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because there's this thing where people like, this dude talk about, oh, I'd rather have the porn star than have the virgin. Like, that porn star ain't gonna be with you for too long.
Again, everyone has their own things that they need to work on. I believe that it doesn't matter.
Like, I've been with women that, what we would call assassins. Assassin level, like, you ever watch the movies with, no offense, the Russian dude got the little black suit on, you know what I'm saying? Snipe, boom, boom. Everything is clean. He's going back to, like, it was perfection. Those assassins, right? I've probably been with 3 assassins in my whole life, okay? And then you're with a woman or 2 or like whatever in a situation that ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Now, those assassins I was with, they were assassins for a reason, because they were back crazy and they were not good for me. So I think the thing is that, like what you said about a friend, is her getting her comfortable with her own body, because that assassin wasn't always an assassin. She wasn't born an assassin.
It's a taught
she
behavior.
grew into an assassin.
No, but again, so
it's a learned behavior. Yeah.
It's a learned behavior, but again, if I'm just hooking up and I'm window shopping, you can't really have a communication about sex, because it's like a one-time thing or twice thing, right? Like you can't really, you're not going to go into that whole, oh, you know, this is what I want, this is what I like. It's going to be very rare when it's going to happen.
Facts.
But when you're actually dating someone, that's when it's going to work. Because my first relationship, my first very long-term boyfriend, he was the one that was like guiding me through everything. And like, and the man took time. Like we were very young, but he took, I mean, I remember, like, this is TMI, but I literally said, I was like, I'm not giving you a blowjob because I felt like it was disrespectful to me to give a man a blowjob. I mean, I was 19 years old. I just didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what the hell to do it. I had a very late, like, sex blooming thing. It was like my first, you know, like, I think it was just something that I didn't understand. And he made me feel so comfortable to the point where he was like, listen, I will explain how to do it. I will talk to you and I'll guide you. To the point where I'm like, cool, now, like, listen, it's not a problem.
Yeah.